Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Well. And this is a shout out to Shell. And Shell writes, "Hi again, Scott, the latest on Eskom. There's a video too with Ramaphosa telling the nation not to panic, and I'll attach that video to the end of this intro. So many sheeple will believe he can prevent the inevitable and not prepare. This problem has been 25 years in the making, and all that has happened in the 25 years is to ignore the problem until it's too late. They had the gift of an expert called Ted Blum all the time, but the gift came in the wrong wrapping, a white skin. Too white for him to be valued even now. Can't see a white man save Eskom, can we? The ANC has no will to do what's needed, so there is no way except prepare urgently and intelligently. Eskom bailout risks Moody rating, Reserve Bank says." Now, I would just add to that before we actually go into the information about the story, that what you have is a very simple problem. You've got a black nation which are using white man's technology, and what they've done is they've thrown out all the white men who understood how to maintain that technology, and they've put in their mates through BEE in positions where they have absolutely no understanding or experience in what they're doing, and there's corruption. So you don't have to be a rocket science to see why things are going pear-shaped in so many areas in South Africa, and Eskom is just one of them. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this. Bailouts for South Africa's state-owned companies such as Eskom will weaken the nation's fiscal position and put its last investment-grade credit rating at risk, the Reserve Bank said. A downgrading by Moody's Investors Service would leave South Africa without an investment-grade credit rating for the first time in 25 years. It would also see the country fall out of investment-grade debt gauges, including the FTSE World Government Bond Index. This could trigger around $1.5 billion, about 22 billion rand, in forced outflows, the Reserve Bank said, citing International Monetary Fund estimates. The high level of the South African government's contingent liabilities and the high probability of significant amounts of these contingent liabilities materializing, as well as Eskom's current large debt levels, pose a threat to South Africa's sovereign credit rating, the central bank said in a 6-monthly financial stability review released on Wednesday in the capital, Pretoria. The cash-strapped power utility accounts for more than half of the government's 529.4 billion rand guarantees to state companies, the central bank said. Citing data from the National Treasury, contingent liabilities are expected to increase to 1.02 trillion rand by 2020-2021, from 879.6 billion rand in 2018-2019. The state of government finances and the sustainability of government debt, in particular, remains a risk to the stability of the South African financial system and is one of the main potential determinants of further sovereign credit rating downgrades, the central bank said. Debt at Eskom, which Goldman Sachs Group has called the biggest threat to South Africa's economy, has ballooned to more than $30 billion, about 440 billion rand, and the company isn't selling enough electricity to cover its operating and borrowing costs. The government granted the power company a 3-year 69 billion rand bailout in February because Ramaphosa said it's too big to fail. But it had to ask for emergency funding last month to remain solvent. Moody's added Eskom guaranteed debt to that of the government, pushing the total state burden to more than 70% of gross domestic product over the next few years, higher than its similarly rated peers. The ratings company has a stable outlook on its assessment of South Africa, meaning a full downgrade may not be imminent. President Cyril Ramaphosa's plan to split the utility into 3 separate entities, which face opposition from labour unions who fear job losses, may be delayed. But by Phakamanied Adebe's sudden decision to step down as chief executive officer, the newly elected president is expected to announce a funding and turnaround plan for Eskom after appointing his cabinet on Wednesday. Now, the bottom line is that Eskom is just like a carcass floating in the sea at the moment. It's got a couple of lifelines holding it together, holding it onto the mothership, but it won't take much for it to drift away and just collapse. And when it collapses, it's going to take the mothership down with it. We're talking about the financial aspect of things. That's the sad reality. The rand, if Moody degrade the rand to junk status, it's going to collapse in value very, very, very quickly. In fact, the markets work so quickly that, you might be at 1 minute looking at 14 Rand 70 to the US dollar, and within 60 seconds it might drop to 30 Rand to the US dollar. I mean, that's how quickly markets can change. And just that one switch by Moody's, that'll do it. That's why I've always said, guys, if you got money in the bank, buy gold Kruger Rands or get silver. And you can actually go to a coin dealer to buy these, or you can go to the Reserve Bank to buy gold Kruger Rands. And gold and silver, physical gold and silver, don't get into paper crap. You've got to actually hold the coin itself, or the metal itself in a bar. They are based on US dollars. So let's take the situation where, let's say, Moody's degrade the rand to junk status, and the rand drops in value from, let's go around figures, from 15 Rand a dollar to 30 Rand a dollar. So in other words, the value of the rand halves. Now, if you've got a physical gold or physical silver inventory of assets, you will maintain the value, because you will then get 30 Rand for every US dollar in that piece of metal. Whereas if you had that money in the bank, you would only still have 15 Rand. You can see why buying something which is valued in US dollars is such a great idea at this time. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell to get the updates, and have a great evening. Bye for now. And here comes the video with Ramaphosa.
We are addressing the Eskom issue. Suggestion of sabotage has been made and investigations are underway. But at the same time, we've got to stabilize the grid. Now, fortunately, the Minister of Public Enterprises has reported that they were able to revive and restore the power line from Kahora Basa, so we will have an additional 900 megawatts. At the same time, they are still trying to bring up the other one. And he is there, he's spending the whole day there, and we're looking through the technical team that we've appointed at all the other power stations to see the extent to which they are stable enough to take us forward. So we are addressing the Eskom issue every day, and I'm saying to the whole nation, let's not panic, let us join hands, close ranks, work together. I did say in the State of the Nation address that there are going to be challenges that the nation will face, and the best thing is that we close ranks.